Timestamp of StevenCrowder on Kanye and Tim Pool. He says insane shit. He talks about it for like 20 minutes.
Kanye West on Tim Pool. All right. This just happened last night. Yeah. This is making the rounds everywhere. Full disclosure, obviously Tim Pool's been on the show many times. I consider myself friendly with Tim Pool. I actually think that Tim Pool is, I think he's being attacked from both sides. I actually think he did a pretty fair job. But look, this is what happened. Kanye West, yay, for people who are not familiar. Sure, it was P. Diddy. Is he still Diddy? Or is he was Puff Daddy, then he was Puffy, then he was P. Diddy. Is he just Diddy?
They changed too many times.
Okay.
Sean Combs is how I...
Sean Combs.
Yeah.
Puffy.
Right.
All right.
Me and his accountant call him that.
Right. Either way, someone's getting shot in a nightclub.
Yes.
So Kanye West appeared alongside Tim Pool with his, I guess, people who are working on his campaign or advisors, right? This was the dinner that had taken place at Mar-a-Lago. I don't really know if it was a dinner so much as a brief snack. And there are a lot of questions surrounding it. We didn't talk about it yesterday because we didn't have the answers. I was hoping we would get some answers here on Tim Pool's show. Yeah. Instead, Kanye West abruptly walked off the show when the discussion veered into his views on Jewish people and whether or not it was anti-Semitic. Here's a clip for those who missed it.
They tried to lock me up. That's what it, because every time I'm just holding stride, and it's like, I thought I was more Malcolm X, but I find out I'm more MLK, because as I'm getting hosed down every day by the press and financially, I'm just standing there. And when I found out that they tried to put me in jail, it was like a dog was biting my arm, and I almost shed a tear, almost. But I still walked in stride through it. Yeah.
I think they've been extremely unfair to you.
Who was they though? We can't say who they is.
Corporate press. I'm not using the. I don't use the word as the.
He's like, I'm the MLK of anti-Semitism. Okay, like, you know, the opposite, in the opposite direction. I decided to be the MLK of bigotry.
As the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking about.
It is them, though, isn't it? I mean, because because when you think about it, consider it. In 2018.
What do you mean it's not?
What do I mean? Like, okay, so how about?
Already the walk-off. That's a problem.
He's on.
Well, Kanye
I'll say it right now.
Ask him a question.
You guys, you guys want to bring that stuff up? And then
have the discussion.
Not gonna have a conversation.
Like, have the discussion.
Like you think Ye's gonna come in here and say, "Here's my pain, here's my suffering." I'm gonna say, "I hear you," and then he's gonna say, "And it was Jewish people," and I'm gonna be like, "Okay, but don't you consider?" It's like, I'm not gonna do this. I refuse.
Make sure he's cool.
Yeah, so look, that's a problem if you're running for office, period, especially if you're running for office on the platform of free speech and exchange of ideas, right? If you ask someone a question and they disagree with you in a way that I think is...
These guys are such losers, dude. Oh my God, he doesn't value free speech. Bitch, you don't value it either. You ran away from fucking Sam Cedar. Like, shut the fuck up. None of these bitches would ever fucking have like a conversation that's contentious, okay? They won't.
Is pretty respectful. You can't walk off in a huff. That about tells you how capable Kanye West is at being potentially president of the United States.
Personally, I was in that chair a week and a half ago, and now Kanye West is. He's not mentally well.
No, I'm not entirely sure.
We shouldn't share a chair.
No.
Okay, that's actually a good joke and literally true. That is the first time I've heard this motherfucker say something funny. Holy fuck. I gotta run that back.
Of the United States.
Personally, I was in that chair a week and a half ago, and now Kanye West is. He's not mentally well.
No, I'm not entirely sure.
We shouldn't share a chair.
No.
Oh. Oh. This is good. Here. It also ties into this thing that I retweeted recently. Kanye really went from clubbing with Jay-Z and Pharrell to getting hibachi at a suburban strip mall with Nick Fuentes, dude. That's when you realize, like, look at his face, bro. He has to know he fucked up. There is no fucking way, dude. There's just absolutely no fucking way. Bro, what's worse? Like being caught at a fucking hibachi in the middle of like in the middle of a strip mall in Frederick with a Nazi who eats his own boogers, or like whatever fucking drugs that they were making you take for your various mental health complications. Like I think I go back to the drugs, man. I'm just going to say it. I would go back to the fucking pills immediately. When he gives you that onion volcano stare. Got the wellies on? Yeah, he's been wearing those boots for a while. That's like his thing now. This photo may be the exact moment he's realizing he's made a mistake. Like, he's not a good guy and his life was not going well, but they could have at least kept doing, he could have at least kept doing the fashion stuff, partying, so long as he didn't say, I like Hitler, and now his life will be going to Buca di Beppo in Exton, PA, next to kids celebrating junior prom. Bro, Zombieland got to be better than this. Okay? I'm just saying, Zombieland got to be better than whatever the fuck Kanye West is experiencing currently.
Oh, we shouldn't share
He's
it.
Yee.
I didn't share it here. By the way, I just haven't done Tim Pool because I haven't gone out to Virginia. Just, yay, son of a bitch. This is going to be a whole thing.
Sorry, I loved him.
This is a whole thing, the yay thing, and most people out there are going, who's yay? Kanye. For the uninitiated.
Kanye. You would just say Kanye.
Let me set this up real before I get to Tim Pool.
By the way, though, Puff Daddy's name is Love.
What?
He said Love is my real name. I just changed my name to Love. It's what's on my driver's license. That's my official name.
The ego on these guys. Like, I realize I'm not like Malcolm X. I'm more like MLK or maybe Jesus Christ. It's like, I'm Love. You did proactive commercials, okay? You don't get to claim Agape. My name's Agape. Oh, good. You learned a Latin word. Shut up.
Yeah, in what way are you like?
StevenCrowder is like a unique racist because, like, he can't even fucking hide like his just sheer disdain for black people. Even when he's like gonna weaponize a black person to just advance the conservative agenda. You know what I mean? Like, he can't even fake it. Like, he just has to be the worst person. He's like a couple steps removed from being a Nick Fuentes racist. I don't think he's ever said like anti-Semitic shit. I think that's a line that he doesn't cross deliberately. Nick Fuentes, on the other hand, is so horny, he can't stop himself from crossing that line all the time and dancing all over it on the other side.
Like Malcolm X and MLK, because there's two things that happen to them and you're fine.
Yeah. Well, I will say he's not necessarily fine. So let me present my point of view here.
Yeah,
Kanye West has been wronged. Okay, this is absolutely true. He has been wronged. We'll get into. He was medicated. He was institutionalized. He's been threatened. He was wronged. And I do think that he has valid reasons to be upset. And I think what people are missing now, people saying, oh, he should be able to say, sure, he should be able to say whatever he wants. And I don't necessarily know which portions, well, I shouldn't say I don't know. Every portion that I've heard, I can tell you which part is anti-Semitic or which part isn't. I don't know all of the comments that he's made. Let me put it that way. But Kanye West has been wronged, and the people right now who are supporting him saying, hey, he's being silenced for what he said, sure, I understand. But he's being wronged now.
Wait. I have never seen StevenCrowder be like very openly and aggressively anti-Semitic. It's like the one kind of bigotry that he doesn't usually engage in. I am kind of excited at this moment. This is a new leaf, a new chapter in his blossoming career. Yes, but I can't read. Yes, you have. You fucking called Sam Cedar a velveteen rabbit, which is advanced dog whistle anti-Semitism. Remember, dude, that's no. Bro, listen. I am literally look. I have read the ancient tomes of racism. Okay, the way I see it, like, is if Sam Cedar himself, who didn't understand what the fuck that was at the time, I don't think that he implied like that in an anti-Semitic capacity. Okay. I mean, I don't think so. I think that was like I'm an elite level racism understander, dude. Like I had to look that shit up. Do I think he's anti-Semitic? I'd be shocked if he's not. I'd be shocked if he's not. I'm Jewish and I didn't know that was anti-Semitic. Yeah, no, Chaz being like fucking radlib. Beady eyes. What does that mean? I don't. What is that? I don't know what that means. Like we're comparing someone who literally is like Jews control the media to someone who was like, you look like you have velveteen rabbit eyes. Yeah, I think this is runes on the floor, CPAC type shit. Yeah. Anyway, I think he's about to say some. I think he's about to say some anti-Semitic shit right now while defending Kanye, though. It's a trait of the criminal and the mentally ill.
He's being wronged by a new set of people who are taking advantage of him, trying to say, look how wrong you've been in the past. And it just happens that the people who are wronging him now, they're not Jewish. And I don't, by the way, just to be clear, I am not someone who is against speaking in generalizations. What I am against is speaking in unspecified, unsubstantiated generalizations. For example, if I were to say, hey, 80-something% of divorces in this country are initiated by women. That's a generalization. I'm giving you a statistic. If I were to say, hey, as a voting bloc, American Jews tend to vote pretty liberal, which would seem to go against their self-interest in a lot of ways, considering people who are practicing Jews and their values.
Wait, what? I mean, both of those stats that you just mentioned are correct. Also, it's not the stat that you just mentioned that's like the problem. It's what your assertion is. What the fuck? What do you mean, dude? What the fuck? First of all, Jews are not a monolith, dog. What are you talking about? What is this like united interest that Jews have? On chat, I can sense chat getting so fucking annoying about the Velveteen the Velveteen rabbit thing. I'm sensing it. Chat is gonna fucking hyper focus on that and not stop. I know. No, they're like, no. You always do this. You always do this. You like hyper focus on one thing. My man's about to say the 14 words over here. He's about to get real anti-Semitic with it, and you're like, ah, you said Velveteen rabbit!
That's a statistic that you can talk about. To say, hey, all Jews are X, that's now a generalization that's unsubstantiated. So just to be clear, I'm not someone who doesn't believe that generalizations play their role and that they are useful. Sometimes people say it's all about the individual. It's not only always about the individual. That's not lost on me. Now, Kanye's been wronged. He's being wronged now to begin with. Some people are criticizing Tim Pool for being unfair by pulling up a headline on the outset of the interview. Kanye only lasted 25 minutes before he walked off. And the headline included,
bro, please listen to at least some of the Jews here. Beady-eyed is an anti-Semitic trope because of the implication that we're greedy, and another commonly overlooked anti-Semitic dog whistle calling Jewish people greasy, oily because it's implied to what? Imply we're conniving and slick. What? I'm gonna kiss myself, dude. Bro, oh my God. Oh. I don't care. I don't care. If it's anti-Semitic, then good, okay? That's how I feel about it. Shut the fuck up, okay? Shut your stupid fucking mouth, chatters. I don't care. There you go, okay? I don't care. I don't care. Shut your stupid fucking narcissistic, pathetic man-children asses up. You are fucking literally hitting the same fucking note over and over and over and over and over again. It is literally so extremely fucking like semantics driven. It is so insanely like out there on the long list of anti-Semitic takes. Okay? It is so marginal. Okay? It is so insanely marginal that you hyper-focusing on this implies that you're out of your fucking mind. Shut the fuck up! Why? Why are you like this? Why? They're not trolling me. Turbo Killer is actually a very positive chatter. Okay? They've drawn me multiple fucking times, but they can't let go. They can't. They can't let fucking go. I said multiple times. Let it go. It is like such deep, such advanced, like possible anti-Semitism, okay? In a sea of instances where StevenCrowder could have been like overtly anti-Semitic, who he probably is about to be overtly anti-Semitic here in defense of Kanye West, but you are so hyper-focusing on like the BDI thing is actually anti-Semitic, Hasan. It's so anti-Semitic, Hasan. Shut the fuck up! Why is it angering me so much? Because the incessant hyper-focus and the lack of interest in like continuing the flow of conversation from chat makes me want to fucking kiss myself. You can't stop! Chat is hyperfixating because they view it as something to correct you or call you out on. That's why. Exactly. That's literally it. That is the main reason. Because chat fucking loves being like, I got you. You're wrong in this. I come to you for education, but this is one moment where I got you. Everybody wants to be like, I got you. It's not a one guy situation either. Shut the fuck up. Thank you. Not K-pop. As if Crowder is capable of hidden meanings or subtext. Listen to his impression of black people. He has zero nuance. Like, you're talking about a guy who only does Chris Tucker when talking about Barack Obama or Morgan Freeman or P. Diddy, okay? That's the one voice for every black person. And you think he's, like, reading deep lore about subtly fucking saying that, subtly saying anti-Semitic shit to Sam Cedar. You're insane. The anti-Semitic stuff has already happened, implying that non-practicing Jews aren't as smart or worth. It's like the Nordic runes on stage at CPAC. I know, I said that, and they fucking couldn't move on. It's not hidden. It's one of the oldest tropes. What are you saying, dude? What the fuck are you saying? Bro, you're acting like one of the oldest anti-Semitic tropes, not a thing. Of course, Jews are annoyed. There are more Jews in this chat that are like, I didn't even know that was a thing, okay? Than you, is now lying and saying that this is literally the most fucking common way that people are anti-Semitic. What are you talking about, dude? What the fuck are you talking about? No, it's the fucking greedy merchant meme. It's the nose shit, okay? Like, this goes back thousands of fucking years, okay? Anti-Semitism is at the heart of every fucking conspiracy. Pogroms have happened. Blood libel. There's plenty of fucking ancient, antiquated, anti-Semitic shit. The reference point that you are hyper-focusing on is completely irrelevant. I'm not defending Crowder. I hate you. I'm not defending Crowder. I hate you because you're fucking stupid. Oh, I need to stop. I'm moving on.
Notion of anti-Semitism. Here's a clip.
I'll just pull up this story from The Hill. which is from earlier today, 5 p.m. Pence says Trump should apologize. It's wrong to give anti-Semite a seat at the table. This, of course, is related to a dinner that happened, and I was wrong a little on the details. So a dinner happened. Nick, you were there. Yay, you were there. I just want to start off by how did this dinner come to happen, and what happened?
I was talking to Trump for about a month. We had scheduled the dinner in October.
Okay, so that's enough of that clip. That gives you the context of how Tim Pool set it up. He didn't seem to be incapable of dealing with that question at the time. So it's relevant because what Tim Pool does, his show is they go through news, right? They go through news and they ask their guests to discuss news. We talk about news. It's a big reason we don't really have guests on so much anymore because often it's just you guys don't want them to talk about the news. We'll bring a guest on when we want to discuss the guest. They are the news story. In this case, I think it's appropriate. Kanye West was a news story. I mean, people are complaining. You can comment below that Tim Pool might have interrupted a guest. Like, wow, Tim Pool interrupted a guest.
No.
That happens sometimes.
He didn't do it as much, though, with Kanye.
Nobody has ever been interrupted on a podcast.
Never.
Doesn't
Kanye should have.
Hey, hold on a second. I like to have a laugh. No, but it's true. Look.
So Tim addressed the point that you made just a second ago at the outset because Kanye said when we were backstage, you said I would, or backstage in the green room, whatever, you said that I would do well with the black vote. And Tim clarified, and he's like, yeah, I think you would resonate kind of with an everyman. He goes, but you're looking at the black vote as a they. And he goes, no, what I'm saying is historically the black vote has tended to go one direction, and I think you would do.
Yeah. I love that nobody is even fucking talking about how stupid of a statement that is. The notion that like Kanye West would be able to captivate the broader black voting bloc is so fucking stupid. Like, what a laughably silly take, dude. Like, how did nobody pick up on that? How did nobody go, that's... What?
Do well with that category. I try not to get into generalizations of they. So they had already talked about this before he
and I don't think that's the most articulate way to put it.
No,
I don't want to be in generalizations, but I made a generalization. What you need to say is there are substantiated generalizations that you need to make for the sake of brevity, and then there are gross generalizations that may be wholly inaccurate. And that's where a conversation needs to be had about your generalization to examine whether it's accurate.
It's so funny, dude. Like, the idea that, like, black people are going to be like, oh, Kanye West, I love his music. Like, I'm going to go vote for him for president. You just have to be such a gigantic fucking racist that you think, like, 75-year-old black ladies are going to go to the fucking polls and vote for Kanye West, dude. Like, it's just unimaginably stupid, dude. I cannot, like, I don't know where to begin. Like, I don't know where to begin with how stupid of a fucking take that is, dude. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see certain things as a misstep like that, but I think really being in that situation, you have Ye in there, and he's got the same issues that, you know, you do, which is he does... I'm sorry.
You pull it on me, I'm going to do it to you.
Did I say Ye?
You said Ye.
Yay.
It's
Yay?
Yeezy
like
and
yay. Yay, you had a baby?
Yes.
All right, yay.
Kanye.
Yeah.
So yay.
Yeah. I get it.
I don't. You know what? He's wrong.
Yeah.
No, but if you're there and he's trying to get it. He doesn't want to be demonetized. He doesn't want to be deplatformed. He can't just hand a mic to somebody and be like, say whatever you want to, because we do know that right now, wherever Kanye's mental state is, he's going to go off on something that can get Tim deplatformed. I mean, there's a lot of working elements. So for anybody to go at Tim about it doesn't make any sense to me.
Right. I think, and I agree with you. My only slight difference of opinion is if you're worried about being deplatformed by hosting that person, then don't host that person. For example, we've had Alex Jones on many times. Immediately after he was deplatformed, it was a risk we were willing to take.
Sure.
One time we got removed for it. Another time we didn't. Them's the dice. It's high risk, high reward, right? If you're trying to have a big name guest, especially someone who, courts controversy. So let me...
Well, I honestly...
High reward?
like Kanye, though, honestly, and I don't think he hates Jewish people. I really don't.
No, I don't think he hates Jewish people. I think he's been wronged, and I think that he's aiming sometimes a howitzer. He's being imprecise.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. But he's not wrong about every...
What? Bro, he literally is like, Kanye West has said he's anti-Semitic in every way that you can understand the word. That's so weird. Like, there's no reason to fucking, jump on that and be like, yeah, well, he's just, here are the reasons. It's like, I don't understand. Like, what more do you want him to say? He has said all the things that you can say for people to be like, okay, this guy's anti-Semitic.
Everything. Look, is there a conversation to be had about secular humanists with Jewish last names in Hollywood exploiting people in positions of, the performance arts talent? Yeah. And by the way, that happens in the conservative movement too, behind the scenes.
Yeah.
People sign contracts where they don't know what they're signing. Yeah, it's true. Is there a disproportionate number of people with Jewish last names in higher banking? That's an argument that can be made. But then when you get to it's because they're Jewish and all well, now we have a problem, not because it's offensive, but because it's inaccurate. So let me first set this up. Kanye West.
Surprising. What did I tell you, bro? No, he's saying like it's not. Okay, everybody fucking chill out. This is not a defense of StevenCrowder. I'm surprised that he even said that there's like a lot of secular Jews in Hollywood doing unspeakable things. Okay? That in and of itself is already fucking sus. But what he's basically stating is, yeah, there are Jewish people in Hollywood. Yeah, there are Jewish people in the banking industry. That doesn't mean anything. They're not operating on behalf of like some fucking underlying reason, operating at the behest of like the international Jewry or some shit. They're literally just people in positions of power. Now, of course, he's not going to say anti-capitalist things like I would, okay? I actually do want to see what he's going to say, as a matter of fact. Yeah. We're wrong about the rabbit, damn it. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Stop trying to fucking trigger me. You're annoying. You're not funny. You're not smart. You're not unique. You're just fucking annoying. Everybody sees that you're fucking annoying. Okay? Shut the fuck up. As a labor lawyer Jew, I wish there was one, because then my job would be so much easier. Yeah, I mean, it's so silly. It's so ridiculous. Well, as an aside, I love the phrase international Jewry, another archaic racist classes. Exactly. Old school.
West has been wrong. And I do think that this matters because it might provide some context as to his mental state. So early November, he released some text messages. And all these references are available at loudscrowder.com. His personal trainer, Harley Pasternak, I believe is how it's spelled, tried to have him committed. This is what the guy said. I'm going to help you one of a couple ways. First, you and I sit down and have a loving and open conversation.
This is where I diverge with you, Dave Chappelle and StevenCrowder. I don't think there's even a reason to acknowledge at this point. I don't think it works to offer concessions to these people. But it's not a concession. Like, it's not a fucking concession. Okay? But it also doesn't matter. Like, just because it's disproportionate with respect to the overall population size doesn't change the reality that there are still infinitely more wasps in positions of power in every fucking industry in the United States of America. You know what I mean? Offering additional context is not necessarily offering a concession, because what you do with that information is what matters. What if you think like, oh, there's like a secret Jewish cabal, then yeah, you're a fucking psychotic anti-Semite. Okay? And the reason why you have to fucking recognize that or offer, or in your words, offer concessions when it's not a concession, is because then people are going to turn around and be like, look at this guy. He's denying the reality. Okay? That's it. There are not that many Jewish people out there, okay, in comparison to other ethnicities, races, and religions. With respect to that, it is disproportionate, but that doesn't mean anything. And if you don't recognize that, if you act like that's not the case, then you have to literally, talk to some people who are going to use that as an opening to be like, well, he's hiding the secret. He's hiding the secret. It's like, no, dumbass, that doesn't mean anything. That means nothing. What the fuck do you mean? And it's not necessarily that like Jewish people are overrepresented or anything like that. That's also fucking silly. Okay?
Conversation, but you don't use cuss words, and everything that is discussed is based in fact and not some crazy stuff that dumb friend of yours told you or you saw in a tweet. Second option, I have you institutionalized again where they medicate the crap out of you and you go back to zombie land forever. Play date with kids just won't be the same. Okay, let me be really clear about something. That's the level of evil that warrants a face-to-face ass kicking. Invoking the guy's children. And by the way, a lot of people, it's a very common fear of being locked up, of being institutionalized against your will. That is cruelty. And keep in mind, this is someone who has been hospitalized, allegedly against his will. And that does. Look, people use the term triggered or PTSD. Being locked up against your will and drugged out of your mind, that'll do it. That will do it. Let's go to 2016. Pastor Nick, there was a phone call that he made that resulted in Kanye West being hospitalized. And by the way, this is a guy, let's parse kind of the conspiracy theories versus reality. Pasternak, he experimented on Canadian soldiers.
Nobody thinks that Harley Pasternak is a good person, for the record. Okay? It would be bananas to be like, wow, well, this Jewish person was like mean to Kanye West, so I guess his anti-Semitic tropes are true. Like, he's just a psycho. Why can't you fucking turn around and recognize it as like, not a part of this like global conspiracy, but instead like one insane person?
On behalf of Canada's
Harley
Department.
Pasternak's a great person? No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not a great person. That text message is psychotic. And that text message also on top of that is very similar to the way he behaves and conducts himself in his fucking personal life from firsthand accounts that I have heard about him.
Department of National Defense. This is where some people have said MK Ultra. Wasn't able to substantiate that. That seems like it's more of a CIA American program. It is real, just to be clear.
Yeah.
But he did experiment on Canadian soldiers, and this does seem to be a man who is capable of cruelty and issued cruel threats. And this is someone who was probably mentally abusing Kanye West for a very significant amount of time. Here is this man talking about the experiments in an interview.
So working for the military, I wasn't governed by the same laws that the typical person was, so I could look at the impact of certain drugs that are not.
Is he interviewing him?
We need to shut down Canadians from coming into the country. That's it. I said it. There's two. StevenCrowder, Harley Pasternak.
Himself?
Everyday things. So we looked at a drug called modafinil, which was for narcoleptics. So if you give a soldier this drug, how long could they stay awake for without having any health detriment? It's very interesting. Modafinil, it will keep you
That's not
awake,
Lance Armstrong,
but it's
is
not
it?
a stimulant.
It looks like him.
So if a special forces person has to stay awake for 3 nights waiting for the right opportunity to do whatever they have to do, we could give them modafinil and it would keep them alert.
So this is a douchebag who's familiar with pharmacology, who has used it to experiment on soldiers and is threatening to use it against Kanye West, against his will.
He's also helped people like Mac Miller, Ellen Page before she was Elliot. He's really been.
Brittany Murphy.
Why don't you, Brittany Murphy?
He's batting 100.
Yeah, go ahead and Google who this guy has helped.
Let me guess. Amy Winehouse.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. For real.
That was just a guess. Really?
No, for real.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah. Good guess.
Oh, what a piece of shit.
No, this guy. He's. Yeah.
Elliot Smith.
Yeah.
See a trend?
Morrison.
Yeah, he cleans stuff up.
That guy in A Star Is Born. I don't know his name.
Yeah.
He's Luca Brasi. Let's be honest.
So here's the thing. Kanye West was wronged. He was used. Here's the thing. He's being used now. So there are a couple different theories as to what's been going. And this is just, some of this is going to be speculation. Hopefully I can present a case to you as to why. So remember, this is what happened. It was last week. There was Kanye West. He brought Nick Fuentes, Nicholas Fuentes, Milo Yiannopoulos to Mar-a-Lago for a dinner with Donald Trump. Okay. that happened. By the way, hit the like button, hit share, because this is something that is being memory hold on YouTube, and we'll talk about Apple and Elon Musk. It's probably going to be a little bit longer of a show today, just to let you know. Here's the thing. So Kanye West has brought in someone like Milo and someone like Nick Fuentes. Now,
hit that like button for anti-Semitism. So that's why they said it was MK Ultra, because he gave fucking soldiers modafinil. So what's up? Is fucking Joe Rogan doing MK Ultra then? That's like half of the nootropic on it supplements. What do you mean? Modafinil is just, like he also mentioned narcolepsy medication. What did I misunderstand that?
Lance Armstrong,
but it's not a stimulant.
It looks like him.
So if a special forces person has to stay awake for 3 nights waiting for the right opportunity to do whatever they have to do, we could give them modafinil and it would keep them alert.
So this is a douchebag who's familiar with pharmacology, who has used it to experiment on soldiers and is threatening to use it against Kanye West.
Okay. I'm not going to sit here and defend Harley Pasternak, who does suck. Okay. But I will tell you, MK Ultra is entirely different. It's entirely different than fucking giving soldiers varying degrees of methamphetamine. This goes back to like, the tanker chocolate that the Germans used, all the way to fucking Americans using Go Juice. Okay? Anyone who's ever served in the military knows there's 2 different types of drugs that the military always gives its soldiers, okay? Something to fucking make sure that they never have an erection. In Turkey, we call it shop. And meth. To make them keep going. Okay? 2 different things that you got to always, you got to always curb back. Make sure you got no boners. You don't want to have a boner around a bunch of other dudes, okay? Stop that. You got to go and fight and give him something that gives him confidence and runs around and fucking makes you more interested in going out and fighting for fucking 14 hours. Saltpeter, no boners. My horny ass would not make it in the military. So the reason why I'm mentioning this is because the reason why I'm mentioning all this is because it's not unique to Harley Pasternak, okay?
Against his will.
Again. He's also helped people like Mac Miller, Ellen Page before she was Elliot. He's really been.
Brittany Murphy.
Why don't you, Brittany Murphy?
He's batting 100.
Yeah, go ahead and Google who this guy has helped.
Let me guess. Amy Winehouse.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh,
real.
that was just a guess. Really?
No, for real.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah. Good guess.
Oh, what a piece of shit.
No, this guy. He's.
Elliot Smith.
Yeah,
See a trend?
Morrison.
Yeah, he cleans stuff up.
That guy in A Star Is Born. I don't know his name.
Yeah.
He's Luca Brasi. Let's be honest.
Yeah. So here's the thing: Kanye West was wronged. He was used. Here's the thing: he's being used now. So there are a couple different theories as to what's been going. And this is just some of this is going to be speculation. Hopefully, I can present a case to you as to why. So remember, this is what happened. That was last week. There was Kanye West. He brought Nick Fuentes, Nicholas Fuentes, Milo Yiannopoulos to Mar-a-Lago for a dinner with Donald Trump. Okay. So that happened. By the way, hit the like button, hit share, because this is something that is being memory hold on YouTube. And we'll
He said, hit the like button and hit share. Nazis.
Talk about Apple.
God, I hate when he fucking does the annoying self
Ron
promo.
DeSantis. It doesn't really matter because these people, I would argue, want to destroy all of it. They don't want the conservative movement. They don't want Republicans to do well. They certainly don't want Trump to do well. There is a personal vendetta against Donald Trump with these individuals. So he brought these individuals to Mar-a-Lago, which was not vetted by Donald Trump, which I think was foolish.
Yeah.
I don't think you should let anyone in there and sit down with them for dinner. If their goal was to actually basically inflict damage on Donald Trump, well, then it's been incredibly effective because it's been a media cycle now for 3 days. And Milo Yiannopoulos has quite literally communicated in the past because he felt wronged, his desire to take Donald Trump down. Here you go. Here's a quote. I lost everything helping put Trump in office. My life and career were completely destroyed. Was it worth it? No, I feel utterly betrayed. I will have vengeance.
Wait. What do you mean? What? No, Milo Yiannopoulos has never even... He has not gotten anybody elected, okay? Modafinil is not like amphetamines. It will keep you up, but not in the same way like that's something like Adderall or meth will. Yeah. No, I know. That's why I said, like, On It has, like, modafinil adjacent supplements that they fucking sell. Like, dude, everyone that fucking loves nootropics has, like, tried a different version of modafinil. Last time I did meth 8 years ago, I was awake for 70 hours. Holy shit, what a statement, dude. My man said, last time I did meth. What is happening in my fucking chat, brother? Like, kratom is the heroin substitute, and you know, modafinil is like the nootropic Andes love experimenting with some of the different versions of the drugs that are only accessible by prescription.
I am dedicating the rest of my life to the destruction of the Republican Party. Burn the Republican Party to the effing ground.
Jeez.
That seems pretty clear in motivation. So my question is then, okay, Kanye West, did he know or did he not know? But I think it would be pretty clear as to Milo Yiannopoulos' motives goading to Mar-a-Lago and goading Kanye West at this point. Kanye West is being, I believe, used as a pawn again, and you guys shouldn't be championing it because he says a couple of things that you like. The guy needs some help.
Yeah.
The guy needs some support, not from charlatans. Let's go down the list to this Nick Fuentes character. He once called Donald Trump cucked and he was very upset that Donald Trump disavowed white supremacy.
Yeah, for him to disavow white supremacy is very cucked and blue-pilled. You know, totally wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, why would a president do that?
Yeah, why would a president do so? For the same reasons that we liked him, where we said it was pretty clear that he said, I'm not talking about white supremacists who should be disavowed totally. Right? So I'm not talking about them. They were fine people on both sides. You do have people out there who actually hate that Donald Trump disavowed white supremacy. Is that you? Because if that's not you, if you like that Donald Trump disavowed white supremacy while saying there were fine people on both sides who supported at least recognizing our heritage with monuments that might have been a part of the
StevenCrowder is literally doing the most basic take. No, he's trying to say, hey, dumbass, if you give the game away, then you can't be a part of the team. Why are you saying it out loud, you fucking idiot? Here, look, this is what you're supposed to say. Oh, Donald Trump said there are very fine people on both sides, some of which who care about our heritage. Also, he's Canadian. What do you mean, our heritage? Well, I guess white supremacy runs across nation lines, you know?
Confederacy, and that there were liberals on the other side who had an argument to take them down. If you like the fact that Donald Trump actually messaged to both portions of the voting constituency while condemning white supremacy, if you like that, well, then you can't be in alignment with these guys.
Yeah. Well, and their whole intention, it seems, like you said, was just to be a disruptor, to go in. And obviously, we've kind of shown you some of Milo's tweets there, or I guess it was on Parler that he was saying those things, right? And he has obvious intentions. It drove conservatives away from Donald Trump.
Right.
Because now they're seeing Kanye go in and say, I'm running for office, I'm going to be president. Milo is the key.
Bro, when a Canadian says these guys want to protect our heritage, he's saying the truth. Because the heritage is hatred. The heritage is white supremacy. Why else would a fucking Canadian be like, oh, thank you for protecting our heritage? No, he just means like white supremacy is what he's talking about. Turbo Killer, I read your comment. It's okay. Thank you. You were right about me focusing on one thing. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to make you mad, King. As a Jewish person, I was just trying to point out that these tropes are so pervasive to the point where you don't even realize they're anti-Semitic a lot of the time, but they're still damaging. I got it. I read your comment. Okay. Sorry for yelling. I'm just more mad that I knew that stop being homophobic. Meth is fun. Again, when we're having a conversation about people literally openly saying like Holocaust denial or defending Holocaust deniers and shit, hyper focusing on one like possibly potentially anti-Semitic trope is missing the forest for the trees.
Campaign manager essentially for Kanye right now.
Right.
I have no idea what Fuentes is doing anywhere near this group of people. But it is damaging the crap out of the Republican Party and out of Donald Trump just by having him there. And you said it right. That's a mistake on his part. If he is going to run an effective campaign to become president again of the United States, that kind of stuff can't happen.
Right.
Because it's very, very easy for those groups to just kind of walk up beside, and that's all the media needs.
And of course, if Ye, sorry, I almost did it again.
I know,
Silly
Ye.
me. It's almost like all of this is stupid.
I know.
If Ye wants to be an effective president, he also has to do better than that. And just to be clear, I've had interactions.
They are so much more respectful for Kanye West because he's a conservative. I remember there was like a really funny tweet from 2020. I saw it resurface the other day. Bro, racists are so fucked up. They're so tolerant. Like they don't even give a fuck if you're like not white. As long as you're racist, they allow you to be racist. That's how it is. It's just like for StevenCrowder, like he doesn't give a fuck. He's just like, I will call you Ye, I will call you whatever. Okay, I don't give a shit. Like as long as you're still doing the work. While they simultaneously misgendered, Elliot Page like 5 minutes ago openly, and then corrected themselves to continue further misgendering them. Him.
With
For
Milo,
sure.
with Tim Pool. I haven't had any interactions with Nick Fuentes, but here is something that I will say. It's fine to have disagreements. Ben Shapiro and I have disagreements. I think that the
I didn't say her, I said them, and then corrected the him. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Take a second off.
internet is a better place. The world is a better place for someone like Ben Shapiro being out there than not being out there. Rand Paul and I have disagreements. I think that we are better off having a representative like him than not. Same thing with Ted Cruz, right? Certainly I would take him over Beto. So there can be disagreements. When there are people, though, in the movement whose only goal is to destroy with no intent of building, that's where you say, okay, this is a bad actor. That's where you say the term grifter. That's where you say this is a charlatan. So the only interaction that I have ever had with Nick Fuentes was we did a show, Gerald was there at Texas A&M. And at this point, I guess he was organizing a group called the Groypers. And their whole thing was going after anyone who they saw as cucked, you know, like Donald Trump, disavowing white supremacy. And so we, you know, have our tentacles in every group on Facebook, and we kind of keep tabs on people. And so we know that they were planning on coming and storming the Q&A session, you know, kind of loading it up. Because I'm an open borders cuck, if you know anything about me. This was the argument for it. So what did happen, and this is my only interaction with, I guess, the followers of Nick Fuentes, was you were there actually organizing with Q&A. When we used to do Q&A, we'd say everyone who has a sort of a confrontational question, right, adversarial, go on this side, and then anyone who's a fan, this is the line, and we would go rotate. 1 and 1. Yeah, 1 and 1, so that no one just dominates the conversation.
Right, yeah.
And we knew, because they sort of had like a hierarchy with, I guess, the Groypers, who was going to go first and then follow up questions. And I think we actually have an overlay here from Texas A&M. Yeah, that was one of the gentlemen there with the cross, because we knew
he was. I was standing right behind him, and the minute that somebody, and I'm not afraid of a cross, obviously, as a Christian,
right,
it's not a problem. But the minute somebody holds it up like this and is like going to the crowd like this, I'm like, okay, something's a little weird.
Like either you're Carrie's mom.
Yeah. I was right next to him, and I'm like, I'm going to position myself between him and you.
Right. So what happened is we said, okay, line up here, line up there. They had their hierarchy, their ranks. And then last minute, you said, oh, you know what? Actually, we're going to switch the lines.
Reg that did that.
We're going to switch the lines. And now all of a sudden, the leader was put to the back of the pack, and the underling was put first. And just and was stammering. And you saw, after we addressed the question, everyone else.
Even Christians are scared of those weirdos is such a funny fucking take. Yeah. No, that's like, they get it. Those guys are like smelly and weird. which of course I think these guys are smelly, weird, and gross too. But at least because they're like media trained to a certain degree, they know not to look like fucking animals, okay? They're on the same team. They're on the same team. They have the same ideas, almost exactly the same ideas. The difference, though, is that those are the ideas that StevenCrowder presents. But in his personal life, I'm sure he conducts himself very differently and probably, as he openly stated here, finds them to be wackadoo, crazy fucking animals, okay?
Else peel out, and we even saw their Groiper group afterwards. Like, did you see? I tried to take down the cuck. Like, you do not consider yourself amongst us. You were a stuttering fool. You're a coward. Ban him from the group. So these people destroy themselves, and their only goal is to destroy. They've never done anything else other than destroy. They've not created anything, and right now they're destroying Kanye West.
Yeah,
he was wronged, and he's being wronged now.
Yeah, and Kanye West has built himself into something pretty amazing. I can't.
Like a big part of the reason why StevenCrowder hates these guys is because they give the game away. I hope everybody understands that. And same with Ben Shapiro. Well, Ben Shapiro also is Jewish. So, like, there's two reasons why Ben Shapiro hates the Groipers, the groiped up shouties. Is like, one, because he's Jewish and, like, those guys are straight up, like, you know, they're very deeply anti-Semitic. But also, it's because anti-Semitic, like, fascist conspiracies, white nationalism, white supremacy is so close with the underlying movements within the Republican Party. Of course, it's not an accident, like that they are, you know, they're coming from the ranks of the Republican Party. Like in America, these guys are the right. And the one thing you can't do, because everybody understands two things are bad. Being called and labeled a racist is a bad thing because racism is bad. Everybody understands this. Even racists understand this. And the other thing is being a Nazi is bad, okay? Racist people and Nazi people are bad. Everybody understands that. Even Nazis and racists, okay? So the moment that you give the game away that you are a racist or a Nazi, okay, all of a sudden, well, racism is a little bit more intertwined. White supremacy is a little bit more intertwined with American ideology, so you can get away with like being openly racist, like StevenCrowder is, without like, losing a big chunk of your audience or anything like that. But you can't get away with being a Nazi. The moment that you say anti-Semitic shit, everybody knows, oh, this guy's a fucking Nazi. Or that's it. That's it. This guy's a Nazi. There's no other reason to take anything he's saying seriously. This is a neo-Nazi. How to be fair, it's okay to be anti-black, but he really can't be anti-Jewish and get away with it. No, yes, because America was built. First of all, plenty of people are still anti-Semitic. And anti-Semitism is still at the heart of a lot of fascist movements. But yes, America was built on anti-black principles. White supremacy is like embedded in the core of being an American in a way that no other form of bigotry is. That's just the truth. That's true. Which is part of the reason why outside of black people, you never hear people talk about Kanye being anti-black. They're only talking about Kanye's anti-Semitism. Now, of course, part of the reason is because Kanye is black. So obviously a lot of people don't want to fucking say, Kanye West is being anti-black. But that is the reality. The other reason is because, they're not even thinking about it. They're like, it's just, okay, that's whatever. Like, that's fine. They're glancing over it. Kanye West has been so insanely anti-black throughout this entire process. And I don't mean just because, like, oh, he's running for a Republican and Republicans are anti-black, blah, blah, blah. No, he just straight up, like, saying horrible things about the Black Lives Matter movement, saying horrible things about George Floyd's family. Like, that shit is super fucking anti-black. And it's not even new, really. Like, he has a lot of these ideas fomenting for a while. Like, they're not really new. Like, it's been coming out in like little driplets, but he has said a bunch of anti-black shit for a very long time now. And you know, black people are aware of it. But because anti-blackness is so normal, it's so normalized that like people aren't even talking about that.
Imagine being under the microscope that he's under, the stuff that he deals with.
Right.
And I understand that typing, I'm going to go DEFCON 5 on the whatever. It's just not something you should ever write. But
He said DEFCON.
DEFCON?
He didn't say DEFCON. He said DEFCON. That was a big problem.
Didn't I say DEFCON?
You said DEFCON because that's the proper way. I just genuinely don't think that he knew it was DEFCON.
Oh, really?
I'm going to go, hey, what do you call that? DEFCON? Huh? I'm going to go DEFCON. Hey, Kanye, it's DEFCON. Already wrote it. Huh?
Oh, I thought he said.
Bro, he's so racist, dude. He can't stop. He's so fucking racist, dude. He can't stop himself, brother. He is like, oh my God, he's got one voice for every black person, okay? It's crazy. At least there was a different black voice. No, it's not. It's literally a jive blaxploitation ripoff. Oh, 100%. That's his Obama voice. That's his Morgan Freeman voice. That's his every black person voice. Okay. He uses that for women. He uses that for men. Like, it's already tricky territory if you're a white person doing AAVE, okay? But StevenCrowder is like just doing it deliberately and aggressively in a racist way.
Twitter ain't got to edit.
I thought it was me.
How is that his Obama and Morgan Freeman voice? Well, because I've been such a stan of StevenCrowder for so long that I have heard him I've heard his impression of Obama, which is literally that. I've heard his impression of black farmers, which is literally that. You know, who could forget the wonderful classics claiming that, like, you know, black farmers who have been historically removed from the conversation of getting government subsidies for farms and farming, when that situation was brought up and you know, the Democratic government was trying to correct the record and right a wrong, a historic wrong, he literally was like, you know, we are black farmers, doing the voice, saying that they were going to grow drugs. And what else? What else did he say? I mean, he was just like, oh God, he's so yeah, Hennessy. He was saying that black people are going to buy Hennessy or grow Hennessy crops.
Well, no, he said it yesterday. He's like, he said something about American History X. He said it.
I mean, here, this.
Yeah, most happy about the new policy. These people. So, yeah. I'm gonna buy a plow, man.
I'm gonna plant that corn.
Go get a John Deere. Barack Obama, I'm the president of plowing that air. You.
I thought the last thing they would want to do is be farmers. Wasn't that a big problem for hundreds of years?
Yeah. Isn't that why Arsenio Hall called himself the urban man's Johnny Carson?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know. Are people lining up out in the middle of cornfield, Iowa for new dunks?
How would you prove this, by the way? Like, how would you prove this?
It's like kind of crazy how racist he is all the time. He's kind of crazy how racist he's all the time, but because he's like so fucking insanely racist, he constantly gets like demonetized or banned. So he has to delete all these clips. So it was almost like hard to fucking figure out 12 years ago.
I wanted to America, now I can't thank Obama. Military funding cut, looks like now I have a shot. You're weakening the home team, so my job is real easy. All due praise be to Allah, now I'll start the fatwa.
Damn, that shit's fire, bro. It's fire. He's doing the accent version of saying the M word. Yes, dude. Yes, literally. Hold on. Let's continue.
You've
here.
been discriminated
You don't
against.
have to. You just
well, I didn't
say.
get that loan, sir. You had no credit. Well, that should not have stopped me from getting the loan.
I planted a Hennessy tree. But it's not growing.
Well, technically it did grow, but that shit ain't XO.
I put it in the ground.
I planted a VSOP XO tree. I'm getting in some niche esoteric cognac humor, motherfucker.
Don't white people just go to their neighborhoods and build urban farms and ruin their communities? Isn't that what white
how it works.
In Detroit. Turns out the soil content, there's a high level of meth.
Yeah, crazy.
Whoa. Wow, I didn't know.
That and teeth.
There's
random teeth littered everywhere.
And by the way,
cocaine in my arugula.
So the union worker who punched crowd.
Yeah, that's the video, baby. Yo, he's a little chunky in that clip. Yeah, he is a bit of a chonker. These guys are like Kanye with anti-Semitism, but racism. Yes. And understand that Steven Crowder still has a job. He still has a prominent platform. He's still a fucking relatively sizable content creator on the right. And that's because he's anti-black, but he's not anti-Semitic. He won't go in that. He won't go towards that. He won't do that. These guys, there are lines that they will not cross, even if they personally fucking believe it, okay? Oh, God, this is such a sad photo. What is this? I don't think there would be anything more satisfying sexually arousing than Hasan yelling at me like he yelled at chat today. Having him shame me and shake me to my core would give me more pleasure than this 10-10 top of the hour ad segues. Take me to the town square and whip me like the naughty chatter I am. Daddy, treat me like your Twitch Prime subs treat the ads at the top of the hour. I'm done. We need to purge this community. That's what we need to do. Community needs a purge. Oh my God. I can't even yell at them because that's what they want. Unfollowed, unsub, brother. I hope you understand. No, I get it. Anyway.
Yeah, when my head's on the curve and I'm like, it's curved.
It's curved.
Curb.
Yeah. No, it happens.
But yeah, with him, I just think though that you're seeing somebody who is seriously, his psyche is broken.
Yeah.
And I don't like the idea of anybody being manipulated in that situation. And there's a lot of people out there who want to hate another group, and this gives a lot of fodder and a lot of reason for that to happen. And it's a great way for people to take down Trump too.
Well, yeah.
So that's the problem though. It's a great resource. This is a human being,
right,
who's struggling mentally, and now you're taking him to hate each other, go at somebody. It's wrong on every level, in my opinion.
And don't allow yourself to be galvanized by Kanye West and these people around him if they're actively trying to destroy him, or at best, they couldn't care less about Kanye West. Right?
At best.
At best. At worst, they're using him as a pawn to enact the revenge that they specified ad nauseum they were seeking against Donald Trump.
In December of 2020.
Yes.
This was not long ago.
Chat loves itself so much.
Many times.
Yeah.
So even
Chat loves chat when another chatter is at odds with me, okay? That's the only time chat will hype other chatters up. By the way, I love that they're now talking about Kanye West
if you like some of the things that Kanye has.
I love that they're now saying Kanye West being manipulated by these people around him when they didn't have that kind of energy at all when Candace Owens was like verbatim feeding him anti-black talking points that he was repeating, okay? So strange how that wasn't an issue or a point of consideration.
Has said, and I get it. Conservatives, unfortunately, there's this culture of celebrity worship because you're looking for some transcendent political figure or some cultural figure to save you. And this is the problem. Look, this is a problem with our movement, and this is a problem with a lot of backroom deals that take place and a lot of these conservative entities that exist. Guess what? There's no bench. They can't build stars. It's not possible. And so they go, ooh, Nicki Minaj, ooh, Kanye West, ooh, Scott Baio. Why? Because Fox News hasn't created a star in years. They're not able to do it. They don't understand culturally what's relevant. And so they're clinging to Kanye West, and I think putting blinders on to the exploitation that is taking place. So it really does. I'd love to hear your thoughts below. I do come from a place of empathy.
Oh, yeah, let's hear from the thoughts below, dude. Fuck you.
That's exactly what someone who will ban me from PayPal would say, huh?
Oh, my God. He's doing it again.
And like you said, the whole dinner does seem like a setup.
That's exactly what someone who will ban me from PayPal would say, huh? You take away my Venmo, huh?
I use Zelle.
Apple Pay? All my payment methods.
I use Cash App.
Oh, I didn't use Cash App yet. I do direct. You're doing wire transfers? Bank of Kanye, huh? Now you're just naming payment methods. That's what I do.
I need to start a bank. I was like, all right, this man's nuts.
What are you, some kind of Jew? No, I just, fine.
Yeah.
You did rhyme, though. That was
Bank of Kanye. We don't have they here.
Yeah, he walked in. This is the thing, too. Like, he was wronged, for example, with Chase Bank. I don't know all the stories, but they basically deplatformed with a bank. And is it, what's his name, Diamond?
Jamie Dimon.
Well, Jamie Dimon, but I think he might have actually walked in, like Jamie Dimon, who's, I believe, head of Chase.
Yeah.
In some position, I don't know if he's
in
CEO.
New York is where
in
Jamie
New York.
would be.
And I think Kanye just walked into a bank like, I want to talk with Jamie Dimon, huh? Like, he's not here. That's exactly what a Jew would say. You know he's in the back. Get him in the back. I want to talk to him in the back. He's not here.
Not racist, just not funny. You think this man is not racist, dude? What? Dude, for a lot of people, okay, for a lot of people, because they can't be fucking funny on their own, because they cannot draw points from the inherent contradictions in society and make a mockery of it, they will rely on racism as the bottom of the barrel type of shit, okay, to just basically just like make up for the fact that they're unfunny. StevenCrowder, on the other hand, is also like racism and other forms of bigotry can be a crutch for the humorless, okay? It is the total opposite version of the people who are like, nothing is funny, don't ever laugh, laughter is bourgeois decadence, laughter is problematic. These guys are on the other side of that, okay? Which is the only things that are funny that I can come up with that are funny are just like racist things that will, I hope, hurt people, okay? I hope will like hurt other people's feelings. That's it. There's the leftist side, which is like, I'm going to be a joy killer. I'm going to be a woke scold. I don't think you should ever laugh at anything. Everything is super serious. I take myself very seriously. And on the other side, you have motherfuckers like this who are just not funny as well, okay? And obviously, like, yeah, Radlibs versus racists, who's worse? Obviously, the racists are, right? Radlibs are just fucking annoying. Racists are annoying and racist. Do you think it's all right for people to be deprived of their monetary channels because of their vocal opinions? Fuck yes, dude. I mean, 1,000,000%. Yes. Yes, absolutely. I don't know how much more clearly I can state that. Yeah. Okay. And I say this as someone who's been banned, not as much as this fucking dipshit, but I've been banned a bunch too. You know what I mean? I am so ride or die for that position that, like, I take the fucking L from time to time. I don't think you should be able to get away with being like a fucking racist dipshit. I mean, feel free to isolate them from society, but let them live. Wait, what do you mean? Yeah, get a fucking real job. Here, chatter. Here, this is what I would fucking... this is what I would show you, okay? Here. You want to be racist, dude? Here you go. Here you go, brother. Here you fucking go, dude. Here. Get a fucking job. Get a job. Get a real job. Get a fucking real job. Get a job. Get a job. Let them live. Yeah. Okay, get a job. Get a real fucking job. Get a job. Have you thought about getting a job? Have you thought about getting a job? Here, I'll do this. This is a little bit better. There you go. Get a job. Get a fucking job. The wildest part about this is that the funniest conversation that we're having is like, we always have this conversation about StevenCrowder, right? We have this conversation about famous people. Like, oh, should they be punished for their job? Should they be punished for saying like unhinged shit? Okay? It's like, bro, you can't say any of this shit at the Jiffy Lube. You know what I mean? If a customer hears you at McDonald's saying like unhinged shit about Jews, you think you're going to keep that job? Your ass is so fired, dude. Oh my God. That's the wildest part about this conversation is that like, you're not in this. Idiots like StevenCrowder have duped you into believing that like, that you and him are on the same fucking level. Okay? You will actually get fired. He does not, and then he gets you, a very fireable person who is like not only afraid of saying anything that they could get them fired, to fight for him. Like the gullible peasant that you are. Why do we act like that's a world that we all live in? No, we don't all live in that world. StevenCrowder lives in that world. You don't. Motherfucker, I don't even live in that world. Because I don't have the same institutional protections that right-wingers have. With respect to never crossing certain boundaries, but still teetering on the edge of those boundaries and always being able to get away with cutting the most unhinged right-wing, racist, agitated propaganda.
He's just on 138th Broadway. They're like, we have 2 people working.
He's talking into the tube and putting it in a little suction. Get me Jamie. I know you heard me. I seen it.
So you're setting an empty tube. No, open it. Put your ear to it like a seashell.
Yes.
I hope he distances himself. I really do. People you said in this movement, there's a lot of people that quote unquote are in this movement. I wouldn't associate a lot of people with what we are trying to do necessarily, what the conservative movement is or the Republican Party is trying to do, that say they are a part of the movement. So I hope he distances himself from stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I hope Donald Trump does a better job of screening next time and making sure he understands who he's keeping company with.
Well, what ends up happening too is this ends up sort of commandeering the fight that we all have, you know, as far as preserving free speech and Elon Musk and the things that matter, when this isn't necessarily what this is about. This is about people who are maybe exploiting someone, people who are maybe being dishonest. That's not the same thing as speaking freely. And by the way, I think that Kanye should be allowed to speak freely, and you should be allowed to. Of course.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, man. It's because now that he's saying anti-Semitic shit, and now he has got Nick Fuentes. Now that Nick Fuentes is in his ear, they're like, oh man, it's so fucked up. Meanwhile, again, he was glazing Kanye like a month ago. He was glazing Kanye a month ago when he was saying the most unhinged anti-black shit. Okay? The most unhinged anti-black shit. He was like, Kanye West, he's such a truth teller. He's speaking truth to power about George Floyd's death. Interesting. It's funny watching every conservative commentator cry foul about Kanye being used by Nazis after he said openly anti-Semitic things. They didn't give a shit when he was repeating all the anti-black talking points he directly got from Candace Owens. Sorry, I was tweeting it. I was tweeting that. All the anti-black talking points he got directly from Candace Owens. Yes, I know. Gay marriage is saved, okay? The U.S. Senate passes Respect for Marriage Act, repealing the 1996 Defense of Marriage Act. and codifying federal recognition for states' same-sex and interracial marriages. 12 Republicans joined the Democrats in voting yes. All the no votes were Republican senators. Congratulations. Okay? A sad day. America is in the decline, okay? Sick and tired of it. We gave gays way too much, okay? A bit fruity, yeah. We're a bit fruity as a nation, not gonna lie. See, that's how you trick T-Pain? Fuck, man, stop.
Of course. Dismiss his ideas. I completely agree with that. But don't confuse.
Yeah, no, that is real. If so, that genuinely brought me hope. Yes, that is real. That's a real thing that happened.
Dismissing or disagree.
There's still plenty of fucking battles to be fought for LGBT rights in this country, though. Let's be real.
Agreeing with an idea that has been spoken freely with a lack of free speech. And I think you have some people on the right who think that if someone says something controversial and you say, well, I don't agree with that, you must be working for the establishment to silence them. And that's exactly what these bad actors are trying to perpetuate. By the way, this is, speaking of which, we'll get to Elon Musk and Apple. That's the big story here of the day. It's a live show Monday through Thursday at...
Oh my God, he can't stop fucking promoting himself every second, dude. I don't think StevenCrowder's take on are there Jewish people, whatever. I don't think it was as anti-Semitic. He literally fucking followed that up by saying they're not backed by some fucking cabal and thinking that is anti-Semitic. Yeah, I'm done watching that dipshit.